Hey folks, welcome back to Abundant Life Homestead. My son and I just returned from a 4-day camping trip in this blistering heat wave, and man, I'm exhausted. But this wasn't no ordinary camp. This was a special and important time that each of my children go through when they're ready. It's a time that we call man camp. It's when we go and have the talk. We discuss the birds and the bees, sex, puberty, God's design for sexuality. And I don't know about you, but as for me, I believe as parents, it's not only our right, but our responsibility to have these talks with our children. And the way I choose to do it, I take each one of them when they're ready, and we go camping on a private lake on private land where it's just the two of us. Nobody to be embarrassed in front of except Dad. Nobody to judge their comments or their questions. Nobody to belittle them for what they do or don't know. Just Dad and son having these conversations. And I know it's hard. A lot of parents don't have these conversations with their kids because it's difficult, it's tough, it's complicated for us. But thinking back, I think most of us can agree when we think back to our childhoods, we kind of wish we had somebody that we could openly discuss these things with. And that's what our man camp is all about. It's creating those open conversations, but also providing a way out when things get overwhelming. We can go fishing, we can learn about cutting firewood, cooking on the grill, other camp activities, and then come back. And the way I set it up, I have 10 lessons that they go through. And each of those lessons takes 20 minutes to half an hour at the most. And with each child, we take it at a pace they can handle. My oldest son, it took 2 days. My middle son that I just took with me, it took 4 full days. And that's okay. Because it's tough. It's really embarrassing to get your son to openly talk about erections or why looking at a woman makes him feel good. Trying to process that and letting him know that is normal and that is okay. And it's really tough and complicated as a parent to describe a vagina or the act of sex to your child. And it gets really weird at times that it may be, and it might even seem kind of pointless at times. You're having a conversation about how pregnancy happens, and it may be the only time your child ever has a conversation about a blastocyst. But you have that conversation with them. You let them open up. You let them ask all the questions that they might have. And it may be, and hopefully is, the first time that your child has conversations about things that are even hard for you to talk about with them, like pornography and adultery and sexual abuse and rape and all these things. And I know this is something that we as parents don't absolutely have to do. In many homes, it's left up to the public school system to put the children through sex ed. But I think anyone who's been through that knows and can admit that if it's left up to the school, by the time the school teaches, the child has already learned a lot from their peers. And peers bring pressure, peers bring embarrassment, peers bring the fear of missing out, peers bring many things that can harm your child in sexually immoral ways. And there, if you don't have these conversations with your child, especially the hard conversations about sexual abuse and stuff, the school may not be the first time they're exposed to it. It could be, they may be exposed to it in a very sinister way. And it's an unfortunate reality of our world that many children face sexual abuse, and they're groomed before they ever know what it is. And So it's really up to us to find the time when it's right to have those conversations with our children. And I think we picked the perfect time for Jacob. Seems kind of silly to mention it, but Jacob was aware enough to know that looking at women made him feel good, and he didn't quite understand all that, but he was still innocent enough to tell me that the word sex was a inappropriate word for marriage. I don't even know where he came up with that. He may have deduced that in his own mind, but it was a perfect time to teach him and have these lessons. And like I said, I break it down into 10 full sessions, and you don't have to do that, and you don't have to do it the way I do. You can just have a private conversation in their bedroom, or sit out in the yard one evening. But I guess the point I'm trying to make is have these tough conversations, have the talk with your children. As a parent, it's your right and your responsibility, and if you don't do it, someone else will, and you may not like the outcome. But that's all I really had to say today. If you have any experience, questions, comments, concerns, or you appreciate what's going on here, let me know in the comments section below. And until next time, just keep on nourishing your dreams, cultivating your passions, embracing the beauty of God's creation. Hope you have a wonderful and blessed day. I'm going to get this stuff unpacked, and we will see you then.